you will not be able to take a leap, like you said. You will not be able to take a leap because you have not collected yourself. So who will do that for you? Not your parents, not your partners, not your family, no one. It's you.
Hello and welcome everyone. My name is Huma Sheikh and today we are here on LeapX podcast. With me today I have Swati Singh, the podcaster of Bakchori. Yes, that name is quite snappy, right? So as you all know that we are here on this podcast to discuss about different aspects of failure. On Leap, we come up with the conversation, enlightened conversation with the podcasters, speakers, coaches who can really guide us and tell us that how we can take our life further and how we can stay motivated. So, Swati Singh is an entrepreneur partner with a school chain and publication named Sishu Sanskrit and Meta Schooling Publication. Her family is into infrastructure development for many years, and she loves talking about inspiring and uplifting stuff and to inspire and uplift people as well. She is not only just podcaster but she's also been hosting shows, conferences. Her podcast Bakchori is snappy, definitely by its name, and she also aspires first of all enlightening people, and also her focus is upon you, the future generation who really wants to learn and grow. She talks about motivating people, how to they can be comfortable in their own skin, and how people can be happy inside out. And today we will be discussing with her several aspects about image consciousness, how people can handle and can grow while they are suffering from low self-esteem, and also we will talk about different aspects of confidence. So most welcome Swati to our show, our podcast.
Thank you so much, Uma, for having me. And I look forward to our great conversation. And in the process, while if we tend to motivate or inspire even 1% of our audience, that's a great achievement.
Definitely. First of all, how you're keeping up with this whole lockdown thing?
So the thing is, the world is going through this pandemic situation where everybody is on the same page of everybody's stuck with what we're doing. So as we say, life happens when you're busy planning something else. So when you already had plans for 2020, like all the schedules being set up, and suddenly life happened and everything is stuck, and we have to just step back and start from the race will start again now. So this is the time where of course people are suffering everywhere, and I deeply feel I'm very saddened with that. But then we are helping in our own way, and I really want to thank everybody who's coming up and helping in some or the other ways, smaller or the bigger ways, to people who are less fortunate than us. So it's always giving back, from what you have. And about this lockdown thing, yes, everything is stopped, but then to find positivity and light after the dark tunnel is the main key. So I am doing everything. I'm doing the home things. I'm taking care of the family. I'm also creating contents. I'm also recording, like most of the content creators are already doing, and people who are already busy with something or the other. So people are doing what they need to do, and that's the thing which should keep us moving. And that's the best part, that you find positivity in the dark side of everything is the key.
Right. And actually, same as you said, that finding light in the darkest hour. I actually came up with this podcast when there was nothing, and now what should we do? We can't just sit at home and then tell people to stay motivated, because that is something which is not realistic. And then I started looking for a guest that I will be calling over to my podcast, and I started following a lot of podcasters. And that's when I dropped down to your podcast, your Instagram account, which was like Bakchori podcast, and I was quite intrigued. Okay, so this is like there's some girl who is keeping her Instagram, podcast name as Bakchori, and I was like quite intrigued because throughout our life we struggle, not only men or female, like for everybody, we face a lot of what people are going to say, how do we look, how we project ourselves in front of others. And then I went down to your Instagram account and you are talking about a lot of stuffs. It's not just only motivation, it's not only about beauty, you're talking about a lot of stuff. In your recent podcast you talked about footballers, right? That was completely different, which many people don't have idea about. In like basically in India, mostly girls are not quite much interested, and even if they are, it is not highlighted. So I was quite intrigued about you're talking about lot of stuff. So what is that, what I was intrigued quite about was, what is this story behind Bakchori? Like, how did you came up how did you came up with the name, and how did you plan to start that you're going to make a podcast?
So because it is, everybody will be watching it, so I'll not go straight to the name of, dissecting the name, but
Right.
let's just say that it's about Chori is a girl and
Right.
Buck is Buck Buck. So which
Right.
I like to do, and that like in a very loose talk we say bucket. So we like to do that, and the reason, there was no thought process behind the name too much, but the content mattered to me. I was focused on the content, and I did not mind wanted this to be limiting to one thought. Like, of course there are podcasts who are limited to some things, but I don't like to be limited, so I don't want my podcast or my channel also to be limited. Or I wanted to talk about everything in the world. And my latest episode on footballers, Indian footballers, as you said, because of the time constraints that we podcasters have, because audience will not be keep listening to us the whole time, so we, in that time frame, we can cover as much. So of course there are other footballers who are doing massively well, but then I could cover only few of them. And regarding football, like I have always I've growing up, I watched my uncle and my family involved in football, and my uncle has won medals and accolades in his name in football, and my brothers were watching football. So I have growing up seeing this, and sports is something which I was, and extracurricular activities was always something which I always wanted to do, be it singing, be it dancing, be it sports, so everything. So why limit yourself when you can do anything you want? So why talk about only one thing when you have so many things to talk about under the sky? So that's the intention behind it. And it's just, I want my voice to reach to everyone, and to, as we know that podcast has a brighter future, and it is it's a kind of radio channel where you're broadcasting, but without the music and the songs and all that. But the content, what people hear, matters the most. And I think all the podcasters are doing a great job, because it's not easy to be consistent with what you want to do, what you want to achieve. Because if your podcast is to inspire people, you have to be consistent in inspiring. Your ultimate aim should be inspiring, be whatever topic. If the topic is football, it should be, maybe the intention was to make yourself aware of what's happening with Indian footballers, because they are unsung and nobody really talks about Indian footballers that much. They talk about Indian cricketers. Like, cricket is a different religion in our country. So Indian footballers and Indian girl players and everybody needs to be celebrated, who are working backstage and making the country proud in smaller way or a bigger way. So that's the idea behind it, and my whole aim would be to continue spreading awareness and inspiring people and making self-awareness about things which we generally don't talk about or talk very less. So it's podcast is nothing, just a cup of coffee with your friend and with set of people, and you're talking, you're just blabbering, and you are just taking out whatever you want to about that. It's just the gossip, the little gossips we do in the room.
Just we are doing in front of people, and everybody can listen to us and really take help of that conversation, right? So my idea was actually I have seen, people who are, see, let's take in for an example the people who influence fitness, right? Who promotes fitness. They are always fit. Like if you have seen, they have all flat stomach and abs and they are perfectly fit, but it is about the journey of a fat girl who is actually her process of becoming from unfit to fit. That is something where that motivates. And always when I see people talking, whether it's podcast, whether it's motivational, because I myself is a personality coach, so a lot of time I meet with people who are motivational speaker. So people, who are already motivated, who are already famous, the people who are already promoted, they are being promoted ahead. So I really wanted to, as you said, the footballers, Indian footballers are unsung heroes. So exactly like that, I wanted to, people who are whose ideas are new, people who want to share, right? A lot of people take small opportunities very they don't value it, small opportunities. But there, I guess that people who are, people who are not people who are quite enthusiastic about, I want to spread my message, that passion is there, I want to spread my message. That passion really intrigued me, and I wanted to see that what others leader have to say about that, right? And also when you were speaking about, when we have a sky to talk about, then why to, specify ourselves, why to constrain ourselves to one particular topic? And that is what I have been seeing, like people, if you have also realized that people on Instagram, or people specifically on Instagram or on YouTube, now that YouTube versus TikTok thing is also going on.
Talk about it. It's an exaggeration war. Like the other day, I was telling to my friends that we are already going through a war, a pandemic war. The world is already in a war. But I don't know why this TikTok versus YouTube war matters so much. It doesn't matter. Like these two are two different digital platforms. TikTok is more easily, and it's spread through interiors of India. People, if you see, there are small towns and villages. People are using TikTok, but YouTube is something. It's very massive. It's a big platform, and it's not easy to give your content which grips the audience and be consistent with what you're doing, and the video matters a lot. TikTok is, see, it's not a war. There are two different platforms. I don't know why people are exaggerating that war so much at this point of time.
Right. So I have seen, like, people, once they are focusing with something, they are continuously poking it, like completely focused on that. It's YouTube, so it's YouTube, and suddenly the trend is there. People are putting hashtags, etc. So that is where, like earlier, some few days back, I saw my friend who used to, continuously update his Instagram account with TikToks, or WhatsApp status with TikToks, and suddenly he was like, uninstalled this rubbish app. So he was suddenly against TikTok. So people have this so this is this is like image consciousness that people have. Even if they like TikTok, they can't say openly that yes, I like TikTok. So what are your views on this, people being conscious about their social profile, being conscious about their image on social platform?
It is actually a social struggle. It's a modern struggle. Like this image consciousness or being image obsessed is something which is created by ourselves, and it's a huge myth. There is nothing like that, and because we feel that we are special and we need to be treated special, and I am different. The arrogance in us, like if you're doing a great job, that arrogance comes in you, and then that starts speaking, and you feel that no one is better than me, and I can do whatever I want, and I'm better than this person, so I should be treated very differently. Is where self-image obsession comes in place, where you think that okay, it's if that person is following, it's good for me also to follow that person, because that will also give me a right image, because so many people are talking about it, and so many people are already supporting that person talking about it. So it's good for my image as well, to correct, to be politically correct all the time. We always want to be like that. So I think it's a bubble that we have created for ourselves, and we need to come out of the fact that social media is a great. It was actually it came up with a purpose, and then that purpose has already been lost in transit. So that purpose was to make yourself aware of things. That purpose was to connect with people and know how your friends are doing and all that. So if you are it the connectivity, the purpose of getting yourself aware of something, supporting each other, getting your friends, getting to know your friends, how they're doing and how they are achieving. So that is fine. But when you try to find your own happiness in the social media, that's when it takes a toll on you, and that's when it disturbs you very deeply. I have been there, so that's the reason I can talk about it, because if you don't have any idea of what happens exactly, you cannot share, you cannot resonate with it. So I was kind of person who thought that this is how we look, this is the ideal body, this is the ideal image we should carry about ourselves, and this is how we should be in our society if we want to be accepted. So now you would be also uploading pictures on social media, right? On Instagram, let's talk about it. So you will either have a story to it, to the picture, if you have gone through a journey. So you will obviously want to share the journey. So as long as people are getting inspired from that journey, it's fine. But when people start comparing themselves, their lives with yours, and their body with yours, their social status with yours, their branding themselves with you, that's where our happiness is screwed literally, and that's where the social media gets negative. So I think its image obsession is a bubble that we need to break it, because happiness doesn't live in social media. So it's just a platform. So like when you see fitness influencers, we see only the front picture, right? We have no idea what they went through. We don't know their routine. Of course, they would be struggling so much to maintain that body, and we skip that hard work that we are doing, and we start comparing of, okay, so she has the flat tummy, so I have flaps. Log kya kahenge has, many dreams and aspirations have died because of this, because of log kya kahenge. So they are not image obsessed. If you observe the greatest people, if you observe the people who have done wonders, they are not always, image obsessed. Like I should look in a certain way. It always they always believe, they always had faith in what they're doing, and they always had belief that, okay, I want to inspire the world, I want to change a little bit. But we, when we are in our immature session, we tend to only grab things which looks glamorous and glitzy and shiny, and we take things. We have no idea what goes behind. We have no idea what the backstage with the content creators, the funny videos people make. It's so tough to make people laugh. It's easy for me to make you look miserable, if make disappoint you or demotivate you, but to make you laugh and to make you happy or inspired, it's very difficult. So you need to understand what goes behind the scene, and that's when you will be less obsessed with the looks. Looks doesn't matter. You are way more than how you look. So that speak. So I think what we need to pass on to the generation is come out of the self-obsession thing, and don't depend your happiness on social media. Don't compare your life with someone, because it's not worth it. We should instead focus that energy to know our self-worth, what we are worth, what into, and I believe every human has a purpose on this earth, and we need to find this purpose. Some find it very early. They know what they want to do. They know what their life is meant to be. And some find it very late. So it's fine. It's fine to be late. It's fine to want everything. Like I want to be a presenter. I want to be or a host or a TV show host or I want to also to be a great entrepreneur, and I also want to be a great homemaker. So I want to have everything, and it's fine. I want to have my cake and eat it too. So it's fine to want everything, but you need to find a way to achieve that. And instead of fixing yourself in the mirror and being obsessed with how you look all the time, we can channelize that energy into how we are going to achieve our goals and work hard towards it.
Right. Actually, as you are saying about this people being conscious about, whether it's about fitness and not knowing people's journey, actually there is some kind of dopamine of validation that we get from all this stuff. And this is actually not on only on social platform. This is also where, when we were even in the school, or when we were graduating, when we are in our office and we see somebody, buying new bike, buying car, and on the same salary, and you are like, oh, she bought, see this, or he bought that. And then you get that, that other person gets that dopamine of validation, that I am rich, or maybe I am doing better than other. Most of us actually are not actually out of the school right now of this dopamine of validation. We are not out of that. Every single time we are trying to find that validation. And social media is just a platform, as you said. It is absolutely, it is just a platform. It is not our whole life, that and people are not able to understand. And now, because as you said, like, you have came up through this, where you also were at that particular place, and you came out of that when you realize that no, it's not real. You need to make content, but you cannot depend on somebody's judgment or somebody's validation. And definitely it is a message we need to pass on, because we already have understood that what are the demerits of all this stuff. So definitely that people are buying stuff that they can't afford. People are not talking about actually their struggle. They are continuously talking about their success. So this also happened the other day. I was, it's very common to sometimes feel demotivated, and you have your personal life, lot of things are going on, and people don't tend to talk about that. If you are happy, let's say if I am motivational speaker, so every 24/7 I have to be motivated. I So that kind of surrounding maybe we are living in, where we, and what we need to really focus on is that everybody is comfortable on sharing whatever they are going through, so that people can literally come up and then they say that I just can't right now. It's not that I'm giving up, but right now I just can't, and we should be okay with this. Whereas even people had created this pandemic, this quarantine thing as a rat race, that who is being more productive in quarantine.
I know that happened. Yeah, it's fine to be less productive. It's fine to do nothing. It's fine. And the reason, like you said, you discovered that you should do this in the quarantine period. So you were trying to probably find a purpose for yourself, like what should I do? But you're not. I don't believe the fact that you would be in a. You are aiming to be in the rat race, and yeah, so you're not competing with others, because podcasting is something different. And then people, like when I started, I had my friends who would be asking, like, what is this podcast? When did you start? And when did this happen? So I've been on Instagram for a longer time now. So that's my personal account. But then this podcast account was started off by me very lately. And like everybody was surprised, like, where did this come from? So I did not market myself. I did not though it is a broadcast, but I did not broadcast my, I did not become my PR agent, like,
Right, exactly.
okay, listen to me, I am talking this stuff. So no, I have opened my channel. I have the podcast platforms are there. I mean, I have obviously shared with people who resonate with what I am doing. And I have opened this account. It pops up, it automatically markets itself. So I am not forcing you, or forcing my opinion on you. It's your choice whether you want to listen, whether you want to be aware, whether you want to really listen to what I'm talking, and whether you want to be inspired by what I'm talking or learn something. Is totally your choice. I cannot be telling that, okay, this is my, I haven't even, advertised this podcast on my personal account. That, okay, this is the podcast, go follow, so that I'll have more followers. No, I've not done that. Because it is, first of all, it automatically pops up in everyone's account. So and it's your choice whether you want to follow or not. I am only bothered about what content I am keeping in it, and it will automatically reach to masses eventually. So I don't have to strive harder to, prove myself something that, okay, like you said, motivational speakers always be motivated, which I beg to differ a little. That, it's not that if we are motivating people, we are the happiest people in the world. It's
Right.
not that. And all the people like Simon Sinek and Sadhguru, if you listen to him, and people like channels like After School, if you listen to them, so they are not the people who are very happy. Okay.
Right.
So, but I am learning, you're learning, I'm still learning, and I will continue to learn, because curiosity is the only thing which, makes me alive, and I want to learn everything. I want to actually have everything which I desire, and it's fine. It's fine. I will take my own time to reach there. I'll take my own pace to reach there. I'm not in the rat race. It just because I'm stuck in a rut, that doesn't mean that I should be, to prove that I'm very productive, I should do something. No, it's my choice, and the content I share is purely my choice. I don't take experts' opinion on this. But eventually, yes, your voice or my voice or any podcaster's voice, if the voice is heard, and if it reaches the right people, they would obviously believe in your talent, and they would want to push you up to the next level.
Right.
So that happens automatically. You're not proving yourself or seeking validation. So seeking
Right.
validation comes here when you try to, okay, I've uploaded a episode. Tell me how it is, huh? Tell me. And you don't like it? Okay, I'm very saddened with it. No, it's not the right way. That it's okay if people don't like it, because there will be always someone who's not happy with you. So
Exactly.
you're not for everyone, and you're not doing everything for everyone. So let the message be automatically reach the masses, and let it say itself. So you don't have to do much thing.
Right. And also, like as you are saying that motivation is something else, and people who are only talking about, who are also talking about motivation, it's not that they are very happy people. A lot of people tend to ask me every time, when they come up and they have normal casual conversation with me, and they are like, if I talk about some serious stuff, they are like, oh, maybe you're a sad person. I'm going my friend, a lot of time they tease me that you're a sad person and you are a motivational speaker. So what is that kind of combination? It is just that people, we need to understand that life is something that we need to be grateful for, and happiness is a different emotion, sadness is a different emotion, motivation is a different emotion. There is an emotion that you not only want to inspire yourself but you want to inspire others. That is a different emotion. So we need to like make some kind of segregation there. And earlier, only yesterday only, I was because we are young podcaster, we are young YouTubers, so we come across of lot of this stuff, and we are trying to, you know we are learning this by our own our practices. So yesterday only I wanted to post something which was not quite happy, because I am into writing poems as well, and poems are, sometimes they are mostly sad only. So I wanted to post a poem, and I was like, okay, so this is a sad poem, what should I do?
So what did
So
you?
I posted it.
Great.
I posted because this is something I wrote. It's fine if it's sad.
I
This is
think I
something
read your poem. I think I read your poem. I think is it on your timeline?
Yes, yes,
Yes.
exactly.
I-
So yeah, as you said, that we need to be very much comfortable with whatever we are sharing, and not becoming our PR, where we are only promoting good stuff. We need to promote our bad stuff as well, our struggle as well. If promoting success, then promoting our unsuccessful story is also very important. And a lot of time I have seen, and people are also talking about it. There are many mental health experts that they are talking about this. They're having meetings all around the world about this depression that people getting affected with, specifically because people are quite productive. People are in this quarantine zone and everything, people are productive, working out, and people who are not able to do so, they are derailing themselves, they are demotivating themselves, and that's why many people are falling into depression. So you're just at home, you're resting, but some people is falling under depression. So how we can, what are your point of views on, how we can deal with that particular area when people actually looking at somebody else and then harming themselves, like mentally?
So I'll tell you what I faced is there was a point of time where I thought that I'm not doing enough, and I changed my job from a full-time job to an entrepreneur, and running a business could be very, it's very consuming. So I thought that I'm giving up, and people are doing so many things, and that's when, where did I get all these thought from, is was from social media. So I used to scroll down and see, oh my God, people are doing such fabulous things, and I'm doing nothing but just stuck in a new venture, which it is difficult for me to understand, but I'm struggling hard and all that. And that consumed me so much that I was almost depressed. I was facing social anxiety. Like, I did not want to go out and meet people. I did not want to call someone. I did not want to do anything, because I thought, because that time was the time where I was not able to take care of myself or my body. And by body, I mean that being skinny or being to look in a certain frame is not the ideal thing you should achieve. But I think being fit and able to do your thing, taking care of yourself and your family, and being able to do whatever you want to do is what matters, is what fitness is. It's not true that all the skinny people or all the perfect idealized figures are the most fittest people in the world. It's not true. So I thought that I'm not even able to take out a little time. I used to struggle to take out that time, and that's the time I was feeling very depressed and low in my life, the lowest of ever I feel. And that was so depressing. And that one day, until I realized that this, why am I wasting my time? So I am a person who doesn't want to be stuck in the rut. I don't want to be stuck. So when I'm stuck with something, or if I'm doing a job which is very monotonous, I lose interest. If I'm doing something which doesn't extract the skill from me, I lose interest. It kills me from inside. So that's when I decided that what, either you do it this way or that way. You want to go this way or you want to go that way. You want to be depressed and sulk over it, or you just want to sleep over it and move on and do something which you want to do. So this is presenting, hosting, and anchoring. Like I said, has always been something I wanted to do. It started off from my school when I first hosted an annual function. So that's when I was already taking part in elocutions and debates and all that stuff. So I always knew that I wanted to do this, but eventually, yes, I did it in college. I also took part in RJ Hunt of the Nation when it happened in 2009. So I kind of I got second place in that, and then I tried for MTV VJ audition. I gave audition, and I reached to the semi-finals, but I couldn't make to the finals, and that's when I realized I am not fully prepared for it. Maybe I think I have it in me, but I have. You cannot arrive completely ever. If you think that you have arrived and you have done everything, no, it's not true. You have. There would always be something which you need to work upon. So all these years, even I hosted my, when I was working in Bangalore. So I hosted my conferences and my events taking place. So I loved to do that, and constantly I was improvising myself, making myself better. So it's not that I wanted to prove something, but I always wanted to achieve something better. So coming out of that depression is only when you want to, better yourself than yesterday. You may not have achieved it, but you'll be better than yesterday. So today, if I'm talking to you, I would be better than what I was lying on the bed and sulking over the things I can't do. So it's just that, it's not who you are that holds you back. It's who you think you are not, which holds you back. So what you are is your strength. but you think that okay, you are not a superstar and you're not a great anchor, you're not a perfect person to look at, is what is holding you back. So I think the moment you realize this is the moment you get out of this depression, because it's not cool to be depressed. And people don't want a depressed person around them. Like, they don't. Why do you want to spread the bad energy to everywhere? And I believe that I was whining about my situations, like, okay, because of this, I'm not able to do that, probably. Because of that business, I'm not able to do that, or because of something. So I was constantly whining about things around me, which is not right. So when you constantly whine about things, you tend to lose opportunity which has passed by while you were crying or whining. So instead of whining and spending your time or energy on things to cry upon, we need to channelize those energy to things which make us. If you think you have a flaw, fix it. No one will do it for you. It's you who's going to do it. People would be there to act as a support, or sometimes, most of the times, they don't support. So you to not seek validation, as I think constantly seeking validation would be a topic which would be like consistent in all the things we talk about. So seeking validation, you don't need to do that. And I think you should just fix yourself. If you fail, I think failure is necessary. It's important to fail. I believe that, because that's what shapes you, and that's what if you fail, if you fall down, what do we do when we were kid? We fall down, we get up, dust ourselves, and move on and play again. So it's just like that when you're depressed, which means you are in your lowest, at your lowest, and just get up and dust yourself. I know it's easier said than it's done, and each to its own experiences, they take action according to that. But constantly blaming something or whining about something which because of which you thought that you're not able to do something, instead of focusing your energy on that, focus on fixing things. If you think that these are the flaws, or these are the things which is holding me back, so fix it. Fix yourself. Nobody is going to do anything for you. Nobody will do anything for you. It's you who's gonna fix yourself.
Right. Right. And also, like when I started my this whole channel and I came up with the name Leap, so continuously that you're talking about fixing yourself, so people were like, what is Leap? So being a person who is constantly talking about motivation, I realize, see, everybody fails. Everybody, you cannot achieve success without facing failures. So everybody is imperfect somewhere. I am imperfect in some areas, you might be imperfect in some areas. Every single person is lacking somewhere and is imperfect somewhere. Even the greatest people have accepted that they were lacking somewhere, they were unsuccessful down the line. And this is what this is what we need to also, not only we need to promote this idea very, like when we were kids, or kids who are like this generation, people who are still going to schools or etc., they need to be taught about this stuff at very young age, that it is fine to be a failure, or it's fine to face failure, it is fine to feel depressed. And also, the one thing that you were talking about that I really liked is whining, complaining about things. As we the whole started this conversation with people, that there are several crucial things are going around the world. The pandemic is on its own is a very huge thing, and people are talking about things that is not actually necessary, which is not important, and they are continuously keep whining about it. And when you whine about it, when you complain about it, if like my life is not perfect, and whole day I'm just saying my life is not perfect, not perfect,
Bigger. It grows bigger.
right?
The problem
It
grows
grows
bigger.
bigger. So it's like, it's like filling the bucket. The more I'm complaining, I'm filling my depression bucket, and at the end of the day, once that bucket is filled, I am depressed, because whole day I'm only talking about that depressing stuff. So definitely we need to fix ourselves. That is exactly the most important part. People tend to feel that somebody is going to come up and say that I have solved problem, I have solution of your problem, which is never going to happen. We have to learn on our own. Definitely. On that note, just I want to ask you one very important thing, that now we have come up to the point where we are talking about, stuff that is pushing us back. So, what was that stuff? What was that situation that, literally pushed you back and you took your leap of faith in life? And, what people can learn from their pushing back moments, how they can take leap?
See, first, I would like to say that we have to accept the fact that no matter what we do, failure is gonna hit us somewhere. So if you are going to do something, if you choose to stand out of the herd, if you want to do something out of the box, you have to be prepared. You have to take the risk, and those risks should be very calculated and educated. And the sooner you realize, like I'm in my 30s and I may have failed like 30 times, and I should always be ready to fail. And it's not that if you imagine yourself to be like, okay, if I'm doing a podcasting, or if tomorrow if I be a presenter, so I should, all people should always listen to me, people should always agree to my thoughts, and I should always be validated as the best or something. So that's where, I would be hurting myself in the process. I would never be able to accept the failure. And what we need to teach, like, I don't want my child to, feel that he is, looks is what matters. And I never want to teach the next generation that, you should always win. It's okay to teach them that it's fine to fail, and failure is necessary. But if you are stuck and you're not able to get over it, and you are constantly seeking validation or opinions this is the mistake which I have done in the past, so that I would call as a failure. So that constantly seeking validation, like if I want to do something, I would be thinking, okay, let me ask this person, let me check if if this is fine, and if I'm looking good, or if I'm doing the right thing. And if someone would tell me that no, I think you should do it in a different way, that would make me sad. Like, okay, there's something wrong. Why? Because I was not ready to accept that I would fail, or my idea would fail. So failure is something that we need to accept, and it's never too late to realize your self-worth. And nobody but you yourself, you have within you. Okay, so everybody has a difficult life, and confidence doesn't come like walking in a room thinking that you're better than everyone. So that is arrogance, that's not confidence. So it's working in not having to compare yourself to anyone at all. But Huma will have her own traits, I will have my own thing.
Right, right.
So you cannot take things from me, my things from me. And so likewise, so instead of thinking that I am better than that, and this is also the mistake which I did. I thought that okay, I'm better than what I'm doing. I'm better than rest of us, comparing to rest of the people. But then I realized that I should not be doing it, because that's not right way to do that. And that's when I was failing. That's where my strategies were not working, and that's when I thought that I should probably change my strategy from thinking that I cannot fail to thinking that okay, I can fail, but I can get up, dust myself, shake myself off, and go and play again. And
Right,
instead of seeking validation, I would believe in myself. I would have faith in what I am doing, and even if it inspires or changes even 1% of the people around me, I'll be more glad. I think motivating someone comes from your own experiences.
right.
So even few people, they like to share their experiences and tell people that look, I have dealt this in this way. So I think you can also take this approach.
Right.
It's not that okay, I have faced this, so I'm the saddest person and
Right.
I'm helpless. And dude, I am able to help you. out of my own experience. And my some of my friends call me a counselor, which I'm not very proud of, because I think when they get stuck with something, they call me and they ask, okay, counselor, now tell us what am I going to do with this. It can be very stupid things, but I'll be like, okay, fine. So I think this, I may not have done that, but if I have seen people doing it, so I can, help them. How we all are stuck now in this pandemic situation. So does it stop us from doing what we need to do? No, it's not stopping us. People are doing what they need to do. So if that is not stopping you, this is the biggest challenge we all are facing. So if this is not stopping you, then nothing should stop you. And petty things like body image and self obsession and whining and not accepting failures, if these all things come in your way of achieving your goal, you will not be able to take a leap. Like you said, you will not be able to take a leap because you have not collected yourself back. You have fallen into pieces, but you have not collected yourself back in. So who will do that for you? Not your parents, not your partners, not your family, no one. It's you who's going to collect the pieces. People will be there, your loved ones will be there, may be there to give you the pieces that you need to fix, you need to put it back on. But it's you who's going to take the leap from the where you were to where, and the success, like you said, successful people, success doesn't come from success, it always comes from failure. When you have fallen down, that's when you get up and take a jump. You cannot take a jump from the air. Like already in the highest state and I'm jumping from high to high. No, it doesn't happen. You always jump from down to high. And the graph is always not the same. There should be failures. When the graph is same, life is so boring. You don't learn anything. You just blessed or privileged to have everything down the line, and you don't have to work hard for it and all that. But everybody has to work hard for what they want to do, and there's no one who is perfect in this world. Everybody has their own flaws, their mistakes, their learning. I'm still learning, and I will continue to learn, and I will continue to strive towards my ambition, what I want to be. And I have kind of promised myself that I would not allow these petty things to come in my way, because my goal is much, you know, precious than what these things are, which is holding me back. So cut that rope which is holding you back and just take a leap towards your goal.
Right, actually. And like as you were saying that friends sometimes comes up and they have their own kind of, not in a bad manner, in very frank and very natural manner, they call us like your counselor or something like that, which is not to be to feel bad about or not to feel quite happy about. That's quite normal thing. And also, like being a teacher myself, being a coach myself, a lot of time people double of my age, like 50, those who are in 50 and 60s, they are also sometimes sad and they come up and ask me solution. People, the person who is having less life experience than them. So it's not some kind of dopamine which is going to make us happy. This is not some kind of life experience. Like when you go quantity wise, so people say that I am 50 years old, so I have more experience.
So
Or maybe
I would like to interrupt you here. Sorry. So this we all face that. Like we have seen more life than you. So if everyone continues to think, see, I believe age doesn't make you wiser. It's your experiences that shape you. It's your experiences that makes you wiser. It's your observation, your learnings, your knowledge that makes you wiser. It's not that I should be I should be advising people only. I'm 50 years old because I've seen the life. You may not have seen the life. If people continue to think this way, then what are the young achievers doing? They have already achieved. It's not that they have seen the life, but they have experienced it, and they have churned those experiences into something positive. So age doesn't make you wiser, it's just a number. You can be a very wise person at the age of 20s. You can also be a very dumb person at the age of 50. So age doesn't have to do anything with being wise.
So that's exactly, that was the same thing that I was saying, that it's not that we are multi-billionaires, it's not that we are have our own company and it's a big office and we are we are making it quite big. It's just that we are people who are quite thankful and grateful for the life that we have, for the failures that we have, and still in the midst of all this depression, sadness, and things that are going on with us, we are still quite happy about the plus that positive mind that we have. And we are focusing on that part more than the people who are depressed or sad. And that is what we are trying to do, that is what message that we want to pass on to those people, that it's not something which it's not something which is like unique or something that we are born with. It's something that people can also learn and adapt, they can improvise, that yeah, I am also maybe I am also just whining, and see, these two people are sitting and talking to each other, they are not whining about life, they are not complaining about looks, content, YouTube, TikTok, pandemic, nothing, we are not whining about anything. And still in the amidst of all this thing, two people, if two people can be motivated, can be happy, so maybe I can be as well, right? So that judgment has to go there, that maybe I am the saddest person or my life is pathetic. That judgment, from self judgment and judgment from others, everything needs to go, and just they should live their life as per their own rules, as per their own dreams. As you said, that you have your own dreams, and that should not be affected by the people judgment, what they think about it. So everybody needs to learn this, specifically the young generation. Sometimes people are not even able to people are coming on YouTube, or people are coming on they are making wines, they are making let's talk about anything that is going on social media. Everybody is influence, everybody is model, everybody is blogger. So is it your dream? Like literally from the last 10 years you wanted to be literally a blogger, you come up with something and you feel passionate about it and you started doing it, and then suddenly your life is roaming around that particular part, that my life is roaming around my Instagram, which should not be happen. And that is where we started from, that that validation, that self obsession, that image obsession, not being your own PR, has to go now, and people need to be confident in their own skin. I actually completely forgot that it was interview and we are recording and it was podcast. It's about 1 hour, and I enjoyed a lot talking to you. It was literally like literally it was like I can continuously listen to you. It was so thoughtful. It's great what you do, and the way you are sharing your message, it's great. It's it's for me, it's like a whole session was there, so I enjoyed it thoroughly. I like, it's 1 hour and I did not even realized. So it was great having you on our show, Swati. Any last message that you would like to give our audience before going?
Of course, and thank you for having me. Thank you for believing that I am one of the potential person which who can inspire even a 1% of you, like I said. So what? See, currently we are seeing hatred and false propagandas and negativity all around us, and that's half of it is gifted by social media, which we so what I would want people or my audiences to do is choose the content you want to watch. If the content is draining your energy and your mind and making you think negative about everything around you, unfollow it. Like, it's as simple as that. And as long as you're following something and learning from it or doing it for fun, it's fine. But it becomes very inimical when you start believing in what you're seeing and you start being consumed by that, by those content, and you start believing or spreading hate, or it's very easy for us to because of social media, troll someone or talk bad about someone, because it's very easy. You just have to write on the comment behind. Some people don't have their real profile pictures. They are just anonymous people who are writing bad stuffs about everyone. So it's very easy to do that. It's very courageous to uplift each other, like how people uplifting each other, girls uplifting girls, and women supporting women, and men or women, anyone. So it's very courageous to support each other in what they're doing. And in these times of pandemic situations and difficult times, we should not be, spreading like dividing people. We should not be spreading hatred and dividing people. Instead, we should believe that we are all in this together, and we need to inspire people in a smaller or a bigger way. And you can, then achieve that level of happiness through social media. So social media is not about just following someone and doing what, believing in what they are saying. Even if you don't agree to it, you're still doing it because they are saying it. So use your brain, and if it is consuming your energy, just unfollow it. And at these difficult times, or even if it is not a difficult time, instead of dividing people with your hatred messages and false propagandas, instead, spread positivity and inspire people, and talk something positive to people and support each other. That's the main thing. And if you are constantly complaining about the system and the people and the services, you are going to, the problem will look more bigger. So each one is against everyone. It looks like that now. So it's not true. And people who are, there's a system, and people who are working beneath that system are the main heroes, and they are coming up and helping and supporting people in their own different ways. We are supporting financially, we are supporting physically, we are supporting mentally. So that what matters, because we have to support each other instead of creating diversification, and instead of spreading hatred. Spread some positive lights. Be positive. Don't take your life so seriously. Nobody is going to live here forever. Your body is just a temporary home for your soul. Make your soul happy. And I believe in karmas. I believe in deeds. So I believe that happiness comes from great karmas. Do great things. Do great deeds in the world, and spread more positivity. Even if people think otherwise, it's fine. But don't let yourself consumed by those thoughts. Just be positive and find the light in the dark tunnel. So it's fine. So I loved talking to you, Huma, and you are doing a fabulous job. And I wish all the best to your future endeavors. And I wish that your broadcast channel also goes a longer way, and we see the LeapX leaders on a bigger platform to the next level. And all that, my wishes goes to you. And keep inspiring, and keep doing the great work you're doing. And thank you again for having me. It
Thank you
was
so much.
fun.
Thank you so much. Swati, before going, where our audience can find you if they want to get connected with you, and where they can listen to your channel and your podcast?
So my podcast again, Bakchori Podcast, is available on iTunes, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Anchor, and everywhere, all the major platforms. And I will be soon starting off with my YouTube channel, as I'm still working on it. So I'll be starting off with that. And on my Instagram, I am there as Bakchori Podcast. So it's BAKCHORI Podcast. So you can find me there, and you can be updated with my latest episodes, and the link. I would be sharing links directly, or mentioning it on my profile. So you can find me there, and you can listen to my episodes. Even if you don't listen, just fast forward it. If you just like my voice, listen for the sake of it. So it's fine. It's your choice whether to be inspired or not. So all the information will be there, and I will keep inspiring you and entertaining you with, or making you aware of new topics which should matter, which needs discussion and some light. So yeah, that's it.
Yeah, thank you so much, Swati. We love what you're doing, and the way, specifically the way that you are doing it, it's awesome. And I wish you all the very best. And any support if you need from my side for your upcoming YouTube channel, this just be there. I'm there, and you can connect with me anytime. And all the very best. And I hope that your message that you want to spread around the world, that actually gets spread, because it's so positive, it's so enlightening. So I just wish all the very best for your future endeavors. Thank you so much having you. It's I'm really grateful to have you on my show. Thank you so
Thanks
much.
for being here. Take care of yourself and your family. Thank you.
Anything from this conversation that enlightened you, really helped you, and connected with you, then tag me and Swati on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and different platforms on social media. You can find me as LeapX Huma. I really love listening to your feedback and comments. I love watching you guys telling what did you like, because it helps me and it motivates me to bring more content to you. Thank you so much for listening and watching LeapX Leaders. See you soon. Till then, stay safe, stay confident.